Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we are doing messages from Faerie. So, this is going to be a message for whenever you find this video. Whatever you need to know the most right now, this is what the message is going to be. So, I have 5 cards from the wonderful Brian Froud Faerie Oracle. Feel into the cards. One of them has a message for you from Faerie. I will put the timestamps in the description, and I will see you there. Bye! Hello, card number 1, people. So let's get started on this reading for a message from Faerie. See what the fairies have to say to you. That is a message that you need to hear right now whenever you find this video. And we have Penelope Dreamweaver. So the main message at this point is look to your dreams, because whatever creates those dreams for you is definitely trying to tell you something. If you can't, just based on experience, if you can't remember dreams, just look around you at what's being shown to you around you in your life, especially if you're seeing things often. If there's sort of an unusual image that you're being exposed to multiple times, or maybe an animal or bird that you're seeing multiple times, this is messages from the universe. If the universe can't get it to you from dreams, it'll get it to you everywhere around you. So definitely look to either your dreams or the messages that the universe is bringing to you all around you. I'm going to actually give you another row. Dee. Alrighty. Okay, so your central issue here in reference to that is we have Tivaz reversed. Tivaz is the rune of Tyr. Tyr is the warrior god, and this has to do with, let me just make this less crooked. This has to do with, yes, driving forward and you know, driving forward towards your goals, but also tending to duties and responsibilities. And when it's reversed, especially in the central issue here, this does have to do with, a couple things. First of all, tending your own personal duties and responsibilities, turning that inward and basically taking care of the duties and responsibilities that you have to yourself. Also, it has to do with surrender. It has to do with, you know, just letting go, not resisting things that are coming at you, which basically, obviously defend yourself if you need to. But in terms of what Penelope Dreamweaver is saying, there are messages coming to you. Don't resist them, is basically what this is about. The central issue is surrendering to these messages that are coming in, not resisting the messages that are coming in, and knowing that this has to do with taking care of yourself and basically turning your dutiful attention on yourself and taking care of yourself. And that's what these messages are about. As Jeremy Taylor says, all dreams come in the spirit of health and wholeness. So, you know, even the scary ones. So what led up to this is there has been actually in your life very recently something that's almost been an emergency. Like, this is basically, it's maybe come to your attention that it's extremely urgent that you need to drop everything and really look at yourself and start taking care of yourself, because maybe you haven't been, and maybe you don't know where to start, and that's where this is coming in. The messages are being shown to you. You just need to open up to them and surrender to them and allow them. You know, we go through life and, you know, we work really hard and we try to do the best thing we can for everybody around us, but sometimes we forget that we are important too. And it's like the whole, make sure your own oxygen mask is in place before attempting to assist another. You know, you have to have taken care of yourself before you can take care of other people sometimes. And that's like, you can better take care of other people if you are taking care of yourself and making sure that cup of nourishment is full. So basically it's come to that. It's basically come to be a bit of an emergency where, now these reversed, which is need. When it's reversed, it's an emergency. So you've had this recently. This is what led up to this moment where, okay, you're going to surrender to what the messages are that are coming in that are telling you how to take care of yourself at this point. So that might come through dreams, or it could come through what's going on around you, or even just honestly in your body around you. Like, what is your body telling you? So what is going to help you the most in this moment is we have Vunyo, which is the rune of joy. Focus on what brings you joy, basically. Just really, really turn to that. Like, give that your full focus. Like, what is it that you really, really, really love? What is it that gives you the most joy? That's what's going, like, let the joy lead you. Like, let this be the breadcrumbs on your path where you are looking for what gives you joy. I mean, I know, once again, you're very dutiful, you want to take care of people, you want to do what's necessary and what's right. However, your responsibility is to yourself also, more than anybody else's responsibility. You are your responsibility. So what is going to help you with that is, let's fill that cup. Make sure that you are looking for the things that give you joy, and make sure that you're taking part in that and you're pursuing that actively, because that's going to help you the most. What isn't going to help is, we have Lagu's reversed. You've got a lot of unpleasant emotions that maybe you've been tamping down for a long time. And that's actually, there's a worry that that's going to surge up. And even just when you start to feel it surge up, that feels like everything's going crazy, and you feel like you have lost control, and it's crazy. So it's some worry about that. Also, there's a feeling like, for some of you, maybe this is a numbness. So this is Lagu's. It's the rune of water. It's the lake. It's the river. It's the sea in some versions. It's basically all the watery stuff. So it's emotion, intuition, and heart. It's reversed on the lower line. So you're kind of worried about, either there's the surging unpleasant emotions that are happening and that you're worried about, or it's like a feeling where you're not feeling anything because you've tamped down the emotions so long, and you feel like you can't feel anymore. And this is why it's so important to just pursue the joy. Don't even wait, but just keep looking for the things that give you joy. Go back to all the things that you used to do before that gave you joy. And if that's not helping, then just keep your eye out for, your inner eye out for those moments when, hey, you suddenly have those moments of joy, and you're like, wait a minute, okay, so that's good. Let's hone on that. Let's see what it is about that I love, and sort of pursue that, more of that. So that's going to help you the most when you're dealing with either the surging negative emotions, which definitely acknowledge, but see it as weather. Let it happen, and let it just dissipate on its own, kind of thing. Acknowledging it sometimes is the most important thing for it. So once it feels seen, and once you feel seen having these emotions, it can then let itself work itself out, and then become like the storm. You're rocking your anger like a baby and letting that cry itself out. So, but what will help also is, while you're doing that, is just sort of to focus on, you're letting joy lead. What gives you joy, and that's going to help you with that as well. So what this is going to lead you to is, your next step on the path is, we have Berkana reversed. I'm going to read this a couple ways also. So Berkana is the rune of beginnings and birth. This is the birch tree, so it's beginnings and birth, but it's reversed. So reversed usually on the path line has to do with inner. It may also have to do with sort of backburnering a beginning until you get things in order. So there's that. That's possible. But generally I read reversals of very, very positive runes on the path line as inner. So you're going to be able to start to rebirth yourself. You're going to be able to, very deep inside, incubate, just plant the seeds to start to rebirth yourself at this point, because it was it's been a traumatic thing. It's gotten to the point where you've neglected so long that that you just need to start surrendering to it and start rebuilding yourself. And so you'll start to see results of that from this step and your next step. So that's where it's starting. Just basically, you're starting to see the seeds start to sprout again, and you're starting to just rebirth yourself, going in and finding your identity deep within that is happening, that is becoming. What is going to help you with that is, we have Avaz. Avaz is the horse. The horse has to do with movement and also spirit. More, I'm seeing this with spirit in this particular context. Where you let your joy lead, now you're letting your spirit carry you. Whatever spirit is for you, letting that carry you forward. Because the whole thing about the horse, in the old days, you'd get drunk, and then the horse, you could just throw yourself on the horse, and the horse would carry you home because the horse knew the way. Similarly with spirit, spirit, if you can trust that, whatever spirit is for you, just trust that to carry you where you need to be. While you're incubating this new you, but also just to keep moving forward. That's the other read on horse, is to move forward. So let the horse, let yourself keep moving forward, and let your spirit carry you. That's what's going to help you in that step. What isn't going to help is it's going to feel very new for you, because you've been very much ingrained in like, no, help others. No, help others. Always help others. I'm not worthy, la, forward. No, you are worthy, and you need to be acknowledging your worth so that you can continue to help others, because I know you love to help others. So just basically, it's a new thing, I know, for you to sort of be putting yourself first in this particular instance while you get yourself back together. So it sort of feels, things are feeling like out of control while you're not doing what you're used to doing. And also it's like wild and weird and untamed ground. It's basically Hagalaz, it's the storm. You may also be dealing with something extending from the emotions that have been sort of suppressed for all this time, and so now that they're not, it sort of feels like a storm. That could also be making things unpleasant and difficult for you while you're trying to rebuild yourself. So once again, whatever this is that is not helping you in this, whether it's things feeling out of control, or just basically the wildness of the emotions coming back, or basically just feeling this is weird and I'm not used to this, bring yourself back to letting your spirit carry you forward and keep moving forward, basically. What this is ultimately going to lead you to is, we have Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. Basically what it's saying is, again, a couple things. You're going to feel more ready and able to step outside of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone, I think, before was not healthy for you, even though it was what you were used to and it was giving you comfort, which is just like neglecting yourself and helping everybody, which is great, but except for the neglecting yourself part. So this is sort of something new for you, where you are making sure to take care of yourself before you take care of everybody else, so that you will be better prepared and better resourced to take care of other people. So that's sort of outside of your comfort zone. But also, Othala reversed has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you. So, like, for example, not helping yourself. That doesn't serve you. That never served you. So let go of the things that no longer served you. Otherwise, they will drag you down. They'll continue to do that. Thirdly, I'm going to read this as you're carrying a sense of home with you. You are always, so that wherever you are, inwardly you have this sense of home, and that you are taking care of yourself there. It's like an inner sanctuary for you, so that no matter where you go and what you do, you have that inner sanctuary, and you are able to take care of yourself wherever you are and whatever you do. So that is your message from Fairy, from Penelope Dreamweaver. And I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 2 people. So card number 2 people, let's turn the card and see what your message is from Fairy. And we have Nick the Niomancer. I'm going to say Nick the Niomancer. It could be Mick the Myomancer. Probably not Rick the Ryomancer. I'm going to say Nick the Niomancer, but it could be Mick. I always have trouble with that letter, and then I go look it up, and then I forget what I've decided it is. So let's go with Nick. So this is basically just very being at one and with the world around you, and letting that speak to you, sort of like being a part of that. So once you allow yourself to become one with the world around you, it will speak with you, and it will be a very natural communication happening between you and the world. It's like divination, but based on you just go where you are and sort of sit until you are one with that place. You pick up that vibration, or that vibe of the place, and then you're sort of you can be in communication with it in that way. So that's the suggestion from the fairies. Let's get some runes down and see what they have to add. I'm going to put the whole reading down, and then we're going to go from there. And today it's a splash plus. It's a bit like it's a splash plus an extra step and ultimate thing. I do mix these, and I'm getting a lot of the same runes that I just got, but not all of them, and all in different places, so that's good. So your central issue here for this message is Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the rune of the hailstorm, and this has to do with a number of things. So chaos, things that are out of your control, but also natural forces and natural energies. And given the card that we've just gotten with Nick the Niomancer, I'm going to basically read this as getting in tune with nature, sort of learning your nature, your natural forces, your natural energies, your naturalness, and how it relates to the nature around you. So you're just basically immersing in this nature, into natural energies and a natural state with natural energies where you, through your nature, are able to communicate with the nature that's around you. It's wild. It's pretty wild, but so are you. So there we go. It's just all about nature. It's chaotic, it's wild, it's out of your control, but then you are also wild and nature and weather and out of your control, and so, well, out of general control. You have some control. But it's wildness, it's basically getting in tune with that. In tune, leading up to this, you have been we have Lagus. Lagus is the rune of, it's the water, it's flow, it's emotion, intuition, and heart. So it's basically you've flowed into this moment where you feel that you're ready to actually do this. Maybe you hadn't thought of doing this, but you've been preparing for this moment leading up to this, basically. The flow has carried you here. You've been becoming more in tune with intuition. You've been becoming more in tune with your emotions, your heart. That kind of thing is going to lead you to this point where you, as a storm, can sort of merge with, not as a storm, but but your nature, and your nature is ready to communicate with the nature around you. What is going to help you the most in this moment is we have Nauthi is reversed. Nauthi is the rune of need. When it's reversed, it has to do with, it always means tend your needs, but when it's reversed, it's sort of a drop everything and tend your needs kind of thing. So make sure that when you do this, you have taken the steps to make sure that you're comfortable, that you have all your needs taken care of, you're hydrated, you're rested, you're fed. You have the things that you need in order to do this. So you are coming at this in the most, at your best, basically, when you're feeling your best when you sit to this. You're bringing your best to the table, basically. So if there's anything that you need to do, treat it as the emergency that it is and make sure that you have taken care of it before you sit to this. And that will help you the most with that. Also, what I've started to see with Nauthis is that there is also a secondary read of it, which is to tend your inner needs. So whether this means, making sure that it's just basically making sure that your mind and heart are where you need them to be. Like basically get them aligned, get yourself harmonized with yourself inwardly. So yeah, just meditate if you need to, kind of things like that. But to be aligned with and making sure that you're taking care of your inner needs as well. What isn't going to help you is we have Vunyo. Vunyo is the rune of joy. And you're going to be worried about, yes, but will I be happy? And I'm going to refer you to a quote from Georgia O'Keeffe, which I'm going to forget and mangle. So I'm just sort of going to paraphrase it, which is basically that, a lot of people are pursuing happiness. Ultimately, happiness, here I'm just going to launch into paraphrase instead. Basically, happiness is an emotion. All emotion is weather. Nothing is going to be a permanent thing. So yes, you get happiness and okay, and there it goes. So it's not something that's going to be a permanent thing. Even if you find it, you'll be just constantly seeking it anyway. And that it's not a problem to continually be seeking, let's seek the things that give me happiness, but appreciate the other moments. What Georgia O'Keeffe was saying is that what's more fulfilling is to find something that is going to keep you interested. Be interested in something. Be fascinated. And that's going to be more for you. That's going to hold you over longer than if you're just seeking those tiny moments of happiness through your life, which is important. Honor those as well, but honor the other moments also. And if you're really excited and curious, then that's going to be much more fulfilling. But anyway, you're a bit worried about happiness in this moment. You're sort of like, yeah, but will I be happy? Or am I going to be happy? And heaven forfend, what if I become happy, then something can ruin it for me, which I sometimes see in the worry line, is people who are afraid of finding happiness because they feel like from precedent, every time they're happy, it gets taken away. And it's like, how do you live like that? Like you're afraid of being happy. And a lot of these people will actually if they're happy, then they'll spoil it themselves so that the world doesn't get the chance to. And that's terrible. Please don't do that. Enjoy your happiness. Honor it when it's here. but also appreciate that, like all emotion, happiness is like weather, and it's going to be there. It's like a sunny day, it's like, okay, it's a sunny day, yay. You don't go out on a sunny day and go, oh, I'm going to ruin this sunny day for myself because it's going to be ruined by the world anyway. It's like, don't do that. Honor and enjoy the sunny day, and then honor and enjoy the rainy day, and then honor and enjoy the stormy day, and the snowy day, and the foggy day. There's something to appreciate with all of it. Everything has something to tell you. So if you are worried about happiness in any of those capacities, bring yourself back up to, well, you know what? I'm just going to take care of what needs to be taken care of. I'm going to make sure that everything that I can do and everything that I do have control over, I'm going to take those steps, and I am going to take care of that. And then you'll be more ready and more in tune and more at your best to communicate with the world around you. What your next step is going to be is we have Tivaz. Tivaz is the rune of Tyr. Tyr is the warrior god. And the warrior god in this case doesn't necessarily always have to do with riding forward, driving forward on your quest and your goal. However, it does. But it does have to do with tending duties and responsibilities and doing the right thing. So you've made this step. You've gotten in touch with your nature, and you've started communicating with the nature around you. Now it's a good idea to, with what you've learned and what you know, start moving forward and basically do the right thing, like do what you know is the right thing, what you feel is you're responsible for, and take care of your duties and responsibilities, and also just move forward. If you've been handed a quest by doing this, whether by the world around you or yourself, this is where you're going to start to move forward and take care of that. Like, you're going to be like, okay, I did this, I had this communication, I've had an epiphany, and now I'm going to move forward with it. This is now my quest. What is going to help you is don't forget to give you, in this moment when you're riding forward, don't forget to give yourself time to be still. Give yourself that stillness. Because stillness is how clarity comes through. So give yourself the stillness through which clarity comes. Make sure that you are taking the time to do that, because that's how you're going to refer back to this, whether it's, again, inwardly or with the world around you. You're going to give yourself the stillness so that you can get that clarification and clarity. What isn't going to help at that point is you're going to feel like you might be getting impatient with it, because it's like you maybe have been handed a quest. You can't do a quest like all at once. You can't do it in 5 minutes. You can't do it in a day. It's something that is going to be an ongoing thing. And you may feel like that's going to be too much. You may feel like that's a long, long haul, and maybe I'm not up for this. We have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. This is patience, slow growth, slow development, step by step. And it may feel like a bigger burden than you are willing to take on. But it's not like you have to do it all. You may feel like, I want to rush and do this all at once. But then also it's like, I can't. It's like, no, and you can't, and you shouldn't have to, and you don't have to. You don't have to do everything all at once. Let that be a comfort as well, and bring yourself back up to stillness. You can afford a moment of stillness because you've got a lot of future for this that you're moving forward in. Give yourself those moments of stillness. Let the clarity come through, because if you rush through the thing, then you're not going to be able to refer back to this and do the right thing as you go. So take it one step at a time and make sure to give yourself these moments of stillness. What this is going to lead you to is things are going to be revealing themselves to you as you go. It's like every day, as long as you're taking care and as long as you're moving forward on this quest and taking care of the things that you feel responsible for, you are going to get revelations like every day. It's going to be really exciting. Like every day is going to be a new gift for you. We have Pertho, which is the lot box. This has to do with surprises and also fate. It's surprises that are always, like the surprises that are being revealed to you are things that were always there, but you didn't know about them yet, and they will surprise you. And so it's going to be a constant revelation as you move forward on this quest, based on you're getting in tune with your own nature and also getting in tune with the nature around you, whatever that is for you. Even if you live in the city, like I kind of do, there is still nature going on. There's still weather, there's still life, there's still the vibrancy of things. And you can get in tune with that and get spoken to with that. Hopefully you have access to, like, parks at least, the occasional tree, blade of grass. But ultimately, as you move forward and you're constantly referring back to this, everything is going to be a revelation for you. You are going to be meeting every day as something new is going to be revealed for you. And that's going to be exciting. And that's going to be letting this quest not be a drag. It's going to be something that is new and exciting every day. So that, card number 2, people, is your message from Fairy. I wish you all the best with this. And I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 3, people. So let's start by turning the card and seeing what your message is from Fairy. You have the Bodacious Bodach. So I don't know what the original intention was for this particular fairy, but bodacious is definitely a good thing. So it may be something that appears to be a bit of a startle. Like you'll see this thing and it's like, I'm not sure I like that particularly, but it actually is a good omen. You'll see something that will sort of give you a bit of a shock or perhaps a fright, but ultimately it's something that brings goodwill and good fortune, and it's a good omen. It's a good harbinger of things to come. So let's get some runes down and see what they have to add about this particular situation with the Bodacious Bodach. I don't know what Bodach means. I'm not cheating on these cards. They basically tell you to read them intuitively. So they have charming write-ups, but they do tell you to basically focus on the intuitive. Plus, I adore Brian Froud's work. It is true. It's wonderful stuff. Okay, so your central issue here, card number 3, people, is we have Lagus. Lagus is the rune of emotion, intuition, and heart. It's the water rune. It has to do with the flow. So right now, you are in a situation where you are just basically allowing yourself to go with the flow. You've had a surprise recently that sort of has triggered this. It's like, that happened. So what else can happen if I just let myself go with the flow? So you've had a surprise. It was like a major revelation. It was very exciting for you. You had sort of an echo of fate happening with it when it happened, which is why you're sort of now in a situation of, okay, let's see what happens next. Pertho is the rune of the lot box. This has to do with surprises and fate. Again, the surprises that are revealed the surprises that are revealed with the lot box are things that were always there, but you weren't aware of it. And then suddenly it's been revealed to you and you're like, ooh, okay, let's just go with the flow and see what else gets revealed, because that was actually, it startled me, but it was good and it was exciting, and it sort of made me feel like resonant sort of resonance that had to do with fate and my future and excitingness. So let's see what happens. And so here you are with Lagus, going with the flow, letting your heart lead, and that's exciting. Additionally, what is going to help you with that, in addition to letting your heart lead, is letting your spirit carry you. We have Avaz, which is the horse rune. The horse has to do with movement and also spirit. So again, letting your heart lead, letting your spirit carry you, but also keep moving forward. This is the flow. This is the moving forward. So it's a very nice, eager, expecting. It's like that thing about expecting, but not expecting anything, but being expectant. Just like waiting to see what's going to be revealed to you, which is just really exciting. So that's what's going to help you, is just keep moving forward and letting your spirit carry you, which you're already letting your heart lead, which is a big help, and going with the flow, which is also a big help. It's sort of like a cheerful surrender because this happened, and it's like, I wasn't looking for that, and then this came up, and it actually turned out to be something really, really good. So let's see what else there is on this magical path. What won't help is we have Ivaz. We just had Ivaz in the previous reading as well, in a lower line spot. Ivaz is the rune of the yew tree. This has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development, step by step. In the lower line, it tends to do with impatience. You may feel like it's like you're moving on, you're moving forward, but you're kind of impatient for. It's like the golden goose. It's like that if you let it, the golden goose will lay the golden egg every morning, maybe. But if you get impatient, you could hurt the goose and there's no more golden eggs. So try not to be impatient. Like, just let things happen as they will. There will be a natural happening, and you are letting your heart lead you, and you are letting your spirit carry you. Yes, it's not going to happen on demand. It's going to be a surprise. This was, so whatever happens next will be. And it's exciting, but try not to, like, don't hold your breath. Do other things, be cheerfully expectant, but don't expect anything specific, and don't expect it. Just like, be aware that this can happen, but it's not necessarily going to, but you're ready for it. That's the main thing, is you're ready to accept it when it does. So yes, you can be impatient. That might drag you down. It might, harsh your mellow. It might drag down your mood. Bring yourself back up to letting your spirit carry you. Keep moving forward and go with the flow. Let your heart lead. What this is going to lead you to, interestingly, is we have Manas. Manas is the rune of humanity and your part in it. Not like your place in the world, but like where your note in the song, like your part in the harmony. And you sort of feel how, as you do this, as you let yourself go with the flow, let your heart lead, let your spirit carry, you see where you sort of fit in the song. And you really start to feel that you belong in a good way. Like, you really feel your sense of belonging. It's like when you see the birds, the swallows murmurationing, and everything, all the birds are doing their own thing, but none of them are crashing into each other. They're all perfectly in harmony. It's like a piece by Bach, where everything, all the instruments are sort of like they're doing their own thing, and yet they're working perfectly in harmony. So this is sort of your next step, which is the result of like, hey, that was a good surprise. Let's go with the flow and see what happens, and let's let our heart lead, and let's let our spirit carry us, and let's keep moving forward. Hey, we're all doing our own thing, and we are all in perfect harmony. What is going to help at that moment when you realize that is just letting that saturate you. We have Dagas, which is the breaking of the day. It's the illumination of your entire field of vision. It's just let yourself see and enjoy and celebrate that moment of noticing that everything belongs and everything fits and everything is in perfect harmony. It's really cool, and just like let yourself inhabit that moment. What isn't going to help at that moment is you're still going to be troubled a bit by, okay, I'm going to read this a couple ways. You may be feeling like, but am I happy? You're going to worry about your happiness. You're still going to worry like, does this mean I'm trapped in this? Or does this mean like I have to always keep my eye on things and I have to like ultra focus, and that's going to ruin my happiness? No, I mean, obviously this is all happening very naturally. So just continue in that and things will be good. The other thing that Vunyo in the lower line often means is you may be afraid that you're so happy now that something is going to come and take it away. And a lot of people will feel that and then ruin it themselves to prevent the world from ruining it for them. Please don't do this. If you start to feel like that sort of eepishness and that sort of anxiety, bring yourself back up to where you are really just inhabiting this moment and just letting it saturate you and just appreciating it. Knowing that all things are like weather and nothing is permanent, and you just are going to just love this moment so much while it is here so that you can call on it later on and remember it when maybe you're not feeling as good as you are now in this moment. Next step on from now. So that's what's going to help you in the most in that moment. What your outcome is going to be for all of this is the ability to really be still, which maybe you haven't been able to do. Like before, you were just sort of going along, and then until this surprise happened, and maybe you were very much more active than you felt you should. Like maybe you were doing a lot of running around, like seeking, grasping, hoping, and that's important in life, but it can make you a bit frantic. Maybe you were feeling a lot more frantic before, but you weren't looking for this, and this came in and it changed your life, basically. This thing that startled you, but like, hey, that was actually a good thing. It allowed you to start going with the flow. It allowed you to start letting your heart lead. It allowed you to start letting your spirit carry you. And it really helped you to feel at one with the world around you. It really helped you to feel that you were in the right place finally. And this lets you rest in the stillness. And this is Isa. It's ice, it's stillness, but it's the stillness through which clarity comes. So It's also the stillness of beginnings. This is, in the ancient Norse stories, this was one of the components of the great beginning. So it's like something is beginning in your life that hasn't before. Mostly though, I'm seeing this as it will allow you stillness, and it will allow you the stillness through which clarity comes. And anytime you go moving forward in your life where things start to feel frantic again, you can always bring yourself back to this state of stillness where you're going to start to feel this clarity coming through again. So that, card number 3, people, is your reading, the Bodacious Bodach. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 3, people. So let's start card number 3, people, by turning this card and seeing what message the fairies have for you. The Piper. Okay. Allow yourself to be led. Like, allow yourself to be led by the magic, to be led by the numinous, to be led by the wild and by fairy and by the true song. You may even say, allow yourself to be led by the melody of Pan, which is there if you listen. It's very exciting. Don't believe the rumors. Pan is still very much a part of things. So definitely to let yourself listen. That's going to be a big thing. Fairy is definitely giving you the message that now is the time to listen, and then when you hear it, follow. When you hear the melody, when you hear the song, follow and let it lead you. Be not afraid, although Pan does have to do with panic. But be not afraid to follow. Be brave and follow. That one goes that way. Interesting. So I'm just laying down the full reading. Oh, these are the Willow runes. I forgot to tell everybody, but I'll say it in the I'll say it in the description of the video, and then everybody will know. So I don't have to worry about having not said it in the past 2 readings. But these are Willow runes. This is the Elder Futhark on Willow. So your central issue for this message from Fairy is Manas. Manas is the rune of humanity and your part in it. Not like your place, but your part in it, as in your note in the song, how you fit in and where you belong and where you feel you belong and your sense of belonging. So this is really about finding that. And if you have not been feeling like that, this is going to help you get there. When you hear the melody, that numinous melody, when you feel whatever that is, if you feel it instead of hear it, or if you see it instead of hear it, or if you smell it or taste it instead of hear it, let it lead you, however you experience it. But this is what this is about. It's leading to you to a feeling of belonging in the world. So it's humanity and your part in it. So let this lead you. This is going to get you there. What is going to help, leading up to this is you felt very still and stagnant. You have felt like things haven't been moving forward. We have Isa, which is ice. It stands still. Sometimes I read this as the stillness through which clarity comes, but really as this is a leading up to now thing, I'm going to say you felt like things haven't been moving for you. Things haven't been moving forward. So now you really want to feel this sense of belonging. You really want to feel like you're a part, you're singing your part in the song. Your harmony, your specific harmony. So listen, you're going to listen. And when you catch this, however you catch it, this is what's going to lead you forward. Let it lead you. What is going to help you is we have Avaz. Avaz is the rune of the horse. The horse has to do with movement and also spirit. So I'm going to read this a couple ways. What is going to help you, first of all, is I'm saying, let it follow, let it lead you and follow. This has to do with not running around too much. Like don't panic and don't run around crazy. If you're going to do any running around, it's going to be inward. So, be still. You're going to still be still, but you're going to be following this somehow, if that makes any sense to you. But you're going to be moving very rapidly and letting your spirit carry you inwardly, because that's where it's going to lead you. You're going to be following the inner paths. The other way I'm going to say, I think I just did. Basically, it's basically following the inner spirit. So not wearing yourself out, not running around too much, really staying focused on what this is, and also just not being frantic, like not, if you feel panic, to go inward and just basically let your spirit lead, but inwardly. Let it carry you inwardly as you listen for this. What isn't going to help is we have Berkana reversed. Berkana is the rune of the birch tree and birth. This has to do with beginnings. Yeah, I'm stuck on my ivy. The ivy that is showing its age. I think I have to replace some of these. You're a bit worried about starting something new. You don't really feel like beginning something. It's like I'm already tired. I don't want to begin something else. And you're a bit worried about starting something new. You've come to this point and you're like, yeah, but I don't want to start again. I don't want to begin something new. It also has to do with don't end it before it begins. Or if something begins, if you hear the call, don't say, no, I'm not, because that's not going to help you. You're going to still feel stagnant. You're still going to feel stuck. Let it lead you, but don't run around crazy. Let it lead you. Close your eyes. Let it carry you inwardly. You can follow that spirit and you'll find your way. Your next step here is you're also still following the inner flow. We have Lagus reversed. Lagus is the rune of water. It has to do with emotion, intuition, and heart. Look, it's a piece of one of my tinsels. Everything's so chaotic. It's okay. It's not. It's just sort of wild and cool. So we have Lagus reversed. Lagus is the rune of water. It's the lake. It's the flow. It's emotion, intuition, and heart, and it is reversed on the path line. So I'm seeing this as following the inner flow, which you started already. This is what helped you in the last part, where you're focusing on, it's like, okay, I'm going to find where I belong. And I'm going to listen. I'm hearing this tune and I'm just sort of going inward and letting my spirit lead me inward. And here you are just following the inner flow, the dream stream, the inner water flow of riches that is inward. You may also be getting important messages through your dreams. This is another read on Lagus reversed, is dreams. They're going to tell you. So you're sort of letting yourself be led by this numinous song. What is going to help you is follow your joy. That's going to be the clearest key that you're going the right direction, is where you see that joy, where you feel that, the feeling of that around you, just that feeling of joy is going to lead you where you need to be, is going to help you. That's what's going to help you as you follow this inner flow, as you let yourself follow this inner flow. There may also be, I'm not going to really do the emotion read on this. It's you're sort of finding your inner heart and following your inner flow. Sometimes there's a read on this of unpleasant emotions, but if that's happening, that's being solved by following your joy. What isn't going to help is almost the same as this. So this was ending the beginning before it started, or ending the beginning just after it started. This is ending the journey. So please don't end the journey. Don't worry about that. And don't worry that your journey is mostly inward. Like, most of this journey is an inner journey. And that's important, because you have to feel belonging with yourself before you can feel belonging in the world. That's like, if you don't feel that you belong with yourself, then you're not going to feel that you belong anywhere. So that's kind of key. So basically, you have, so the two ways I'm reading Rydha reversed here, which is the journey rune. It's on the lower line, which is what isn't helping you. Don't end the journey. Don't cut it short. You're doing really well. You're finding things that are making you happy. You're following you're connecting with your heart inwardly, and you're following your joy. This is wonderful. So don't end this journey. Don't feel embarrassed about it. Don't feel that nobody's going to understand, so I should stop. You understand, or if you don't, following it is going to help you understand. And this is so important for you. So continue to follow it. Don't worry about this journey, and don't worry about you having this rich, vast, exciting experience inwardly that you can't tell anybody. That's fine. It's yours. It's richness for your life. And it will shine through you, even if you don't tell anybody. People will notice that you're looking healthier and shining more. So follow the joy. That's what's going to lead you through this. And as you follow the inner flow. And lo and behold, what this is going to lead you to is we have, as an outcome, dagas, which is the breaking of the day. You will have such an immense breakthrough from this. Your entire world will be illuminated. Your entire field of vision. You'll be able to see the world in a way that you've never seen it before. Everything will be clear. All the darkness will be vanquished. It will be, it's not like a permanent happy ending, but it will be just like you'll be in a new world. It's the difference between night and day. Like suddenly the sun is out and you will be able to see everything more clearly than you've ever seen it before. This is where you're headed with this. So definitely follow when you hear the call. Follow when you hear or feel the melody or taste the melody. Follow, because this is where it's going to lead you to an immense breakthrough in your life. It's going to be fantastic, and I'm looking forward to it for you. And that card number for people is your reading, the Piper. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 5, people. So, messages from Fairy. Let's get this card turned over and see what your message from Fairy is. We have the Laume. Okay, so I don't know if it's Laume or Laum, but look at this lovely. And we can read this as you are looking at the world anew, but you are held up always by your ancestors. You're always held up by those who came before, and they are happy to hold you up. Like they are just delighted that you are seeing the world. They helped you to the point where you've gotten, and that you are now able to go further with your wings. And they're just so proud of you. So, honoring your ancestors, being proud of them. If you didn't get along with your ancestors, there are ancestors beyond that certainly love you and are certainly giving you all the best from where they are. At the very least, here you are. You know, you wouldn't be where you are if it wasn't for your ancestors. So, as that wonderful expression says, you are the result of the love of thousands. So millions, probably. So here you are looking at the world fresh, and you were brought there and are being borne up and carried and ready to go further by those who came before. So let's get some runes down and get some clarification and more of a message for oh my gosh, 2 of them came right away. Wow, interesting. That's really neat. So you are about to set into flight. You're about to set forth into flight from what brought you this far, and now you're about to make your own path. That's really exciting. Ooh. This is a really neat read. I'm telling you, I think you're going to like it. Okay, so your central issue here is we have Mana's reversed. So Mana's is the rune of humanity and your part in it, but reversed, it's like you are gently closing the door on the din of humanity and moving forward on your own path. So that really sort of ties in with this, where they've brought you so far, but now it's you. Now it's all you. Like, definitely honor them, but now it's all you. You are ready. The light is on you. Your wings are ready. So you are ready to set forth and find your own path in the world. Leading up to this, here's the ancestors, your home in the homeland. It's Othala. And Othala is the home in the homeland. You've come from this place where where you came from has done what they can for you, and you were sheltered and nourished and grew to where you are now. And now you're being loosed into the world. It's wonderful to find your own way, to find your own path through the sparkling sky. So what is going to help you is, first of all, embrace the unknown. Embrace that this is a fresh path for not only you, but for your whole family line. This is really exciting. Like, this is very, very thrilling. With blank rune, which is the unknown, it also has elements of the divine. It's basically you are moving forward into a path that has not been walked or flown before, and embrace this because it's yours. You are making this path. This is your journey. This is something that you are starting, and it's new and it's exciting, and it's adding a page to the story of your whole family line, and on you go. What isn't going to help is don't be afraid of starting. We have Berkana reversed. Berkana is the rune of the birch tree and birth, reversed on the lower line. I'm going to read this a couple ways. It's a fear of getting started, so fear of you're holding back. It's so you're afraid of beginning. And that's not going to help you. If you're afraid of beginning, where you hold back your beginning, you don't do your beginning, or you stop your beginning just before you start or just after you start, that's not going to help. What's also not going to help is you are worried about doing something that doesn't have to do with family, because the birch tree is beginnings and birth. Birth has to do with family, family lines. You're a bit worried because this is something completely new. They won't be able to speak from experience about what you are doing now. You are creating the experience for you and your family line by doing what you're doing now, which is basically charting your own course and flying your own path. So it's a bit worrying because they've nurtured you however they can, or however they did, however they got you to where you are setting out. And what you're doing kind of feels like you're going against the harmony of that, but don't worry about that, because this is yours. This is the point. They got you this far. They are proud of you. And whether it's the ones you know or the ones that you don't know, are proud of you, and on you go. Embrace the unknown. Embrace this new divine path that you are charting that is yours alone. What your next step is going to be is, this is interesting. So we have Rytho reversed. Rytho is the journey rune, and the journey rune is normally upright. Well, no, it's not normally upright, but when it's upright, it's your journey forward. But there is also an inner journey component. If it's on the path line or if it's up here, there's an element where the journey is not only outward but inward. And there's an inner journey that is happening at the same time as the outer journey. And this might have to do with wrapping up your first chapter. Like, this might just be a first foray. So either this is a first foray and you it's like a short story kind of thing. Like, your first outing goes well and you come home and now you recoup. Or you have also incorporated an inner journey to this. Whichever way it is, we'll read them as both. It could be both. But anyway, that's your next step. Your next step is not long after this. Either you wrap up your first chapter of your journey, you've made your first step, which is exciting, and now you're turning it inward as well. Or it's a first foray, and you've come back from it, and you've done new things. What is going to help you is, you have a lot to reveal. So it's like your first outing that has nothing to do with that has gone before. What's going to help you with that is, once you're sort of closing that first chapter, is, first of all, you've seen a whole bunch of things. We have Dagas, which is the breaking of the day. So it's been extremely illuminating. It's illuminated your entire field of vision. It's been like the difference between night and day. So it's like this huge revelation for you. But also, you are able to bring this. You are able to bring this huge ball of light with you now and express it, because you didn't have this before, and this is something completely new. It's a new song for the world based on this. So that's exciting. What isn't going to help is, we have Lagus, which is the rune of water and the flow and emotion, intuition, and heart. I'm going to read this a couple ways also. This is really sort of going along with the idea that maybe this was a first foray and you've sort of wrapped it up. You did this first outing, and okay, that's my first chapter, and let's write it down and let's recoup and let's, enjoy the brilliance of it. There may be a part of you that feels like, I should have kept going. I should have kept flowing. I should have kept flowing forward. I want to, arg. And so there's that might drag you down. But you have to take these things in steps. You can't just fly 1,000,000 miles first thing. You have to build your wings up, and you haven't yet. Secondly, there may be an emotional component, and you may not know what to do with it. Like, the emotions may be big. This has to do with emotion, intuition, and heart. So there may be something that's like big emotions. And there are big emotions, and it's part of it, and it's wonderful and exciting, but it may feel a bit overwhelming because you haven't had feelings like this before. So that might drag you down and make you worry about going forward, because you don't even hardly know how to express this because it's brand new. But bring yourself back up to where you're going to express it. You're going to express it, and also just you're basking in the light of this new world that you're in as you have this rest between like your first foray and your next. Because you will have a next, and here it is. We have your outcome of this after this step, where you've wrapped up your first chapter and just like, wow, that was amazing, and did whatever you do to express it or live it, or just take it in and let it soak in. Your next step and the outcome of this reading is you'll continue galloping forward. We have Avaz, which is the horse. The horse has to do with movement and spirit. So you will be ready to gallop forward once again. You'll be able to move forward and just keep moving forward after that, which will satisfy your idea that, like, why didn't I keep flowing? But you will. You'll just keep setting out. Give yourself time to rest. Make sure that you're doing that. That was important because you didn't. It's like, if you're studying, you can't just study and take the test. You have to sleep because that's how your brain files it. So it's similar to that. Like you can't go out and just fly, or you won't be able to keep this. Like fly, come home, rest, and you'll keep it. So after you do that, you're going to set forward. You've set the precedent, and you know that you will have rest waiting for you and in integration and expression. But just then you are ready to gallop forward again, and you're letting your spirit lead you, and you're letting your spirit carry you, and you just keep moving forward, and you are joyous and galloping, and it is all good. So that, card number 5, people, is your reading, the Laume, messages from Fairy. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.